Okay, WWE fans, get ready because your favorite superstars are about to invade the Sun National Bank Center in Trenton this coming Saturday, July 13th. All right, joining us on the hotline is one of the members of a group taking the WWE by storm right now, along with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. They are collectively known as The Shield, but this superstar is also known as the WWE United States Champion, Dean Ambrose. It's a pleasure. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us. How are you, my man?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
Good, good. So this Saturday, you're going to be in Trenton at the Sun National Bank Center with the WWE. Tell us a little bit about it. What should WWE fans expect this weekend?
Well, it's going to be a much more intense experience than you see sitting on your couch watching Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or even the pay-per-view. Well, that's great and that's exciting and that's awesome. Nothing really compares to being there live, feeling the energy, being close to the ring, hearing flesh on flesh, seeing the sweat fly, feeling the grunts and groans, and seeing it all up close. It's nothing quite like being there live. So, if you get the chance to come out to the Sun National Bank Center July 13th, don't miss it.
Now, the last time you were in New Jersey, correct me if I'm wrong, was WrestleMania 29, right?
Yeah, it was.
Comparatively speaking. So what do you think of Jersey? I know you guys are only here, for a certain amount of time, for the events, but do we rank pretty high for Jersey as far as in your travels?
We're in Jersey more often than we are a lot of places, being kind of more of a hub in the Northeast, but, I like it up there. I used to live in Philly, actually, so, I spent a decent amount of time in Jersey and spent a lot of time wrestling in Jersey, so I got a lot of good memories up there and traveled up and down those roads a lot of times, so, I got no problem with Jersey.
Oh, that's what we like to hear, Dean. So, Dean, I was at WrestleMania 29 with my family and friends, and the Shield actually walked right past us on the way to the ring. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Shield takes a less than conventional route to get to the ring. They don't walk down the ramp like most wrestlers. What they do is they actually come through the crowd. They walk through the people and come to the ring through the crowd, which is a very cool thing if you've never seen it. So I guess, Dean, my question for you is, how hard is it getting through the crowds, and what's been your craziest crowd so far that you've had to get through to get to the ring?
Oh, one of the worst was this past weekend in Taiwan. It's a country like that. We did a live event over there on the Asia tour. We did Japan and Taiwan, and they don't get a live event but once a year. So it's a big deal when we get to come there. So they were extreme, and we had a lot less security over there because we had more of a skeleton crew because
right.
It was a international tour. So a lot of times we got 5 or 6 guys flanking us, keeping people away. But the fans in Taiwan were, swarming like a Walking Dead zombie attack. It felt like it took an hour to get down the aisle, just kind of pushing through the arms and stuff. But then, it's kind of cool. Makes you feel like kind of a deal. Sometimes people. I'm surprised we haven't had that many problems actually because we're in the crowd every week and we never get. I attribute it to our good security people and, just luck, I guess. There's been a few people, somebody tries to trip you and you just kind of know so and keep walking and, somebody slaps you or something and you just kind of shake it off. But, we haven't had anything really bad, knock on wood.
Yeah, I mean, because what you guys do every week, putting your life in your hands with some of the fans, especially like Taiwan or Japan, places where they're rabid for you guys. I mean, what you guys do, but it's a very, very cool thing you do. And if you've never seen them live when they come through the crowd, because it's something awesome to see. I mean, the crowd at WrestleMania 29 was pumped for you guys. When you guys came through the crowd, that place was rocking, 70,000 plus. Okay, so now's the time we get a little background on Dean Ambrose. How'd you come up through the rank? What'd you go through to make it? For anybody that's looking to get into wrestling or is a huge wrestling fan and looks at that as their future, what's the best advice you can give them coming up through the ranks like you did?
Well, I definitely came up the hard way. I can't say that it was necessarily the smartest or easiest way, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I started wrestling when I was 16, started training in Cincinnati at a place called HWA, and started learning and training there, and started out just working small shows in Ohio, and then started venturing out, and then it became going out every weekend. You go out a little further, and then you just kind of fall into it, and it really becomes your entire life very quickly. You meet new people every weekend, and you meet this guy. Oh, I run shows over here. I know a guy who runs shows here. I get you booked. I'll give me a number, and then you network and make contacts, and before you know it, you're traversing the entire country in some beat up car filled with 6 guys every weekend for. I did that for a long time. I started 2003. I came to WWE in 2011, and I had an opportunity to travel the world. Traveled to Europe, and I lived in Puerto Rico for a year and worked down there. And I went everywhere and got to see so much of the wrestling world outside of WWE before I got here. It gave me a really good education, and felt like I was definitely ahead of the curve before I got here, and was well prepared and confident in myself and my abilities, because I knew I'd main evented so many other places, even though it's not nearly not the same thing as main event in WWE. I knew that I had the ability.
Right.
For me, that gave me the confidence to step in here and be like, I'm taking this place over. Screw this.
Right.
I know I'm the man. You watch WWE. Watch WWE for your years in the Indies. You're struggling. You're making $50, whatever, $100. I'm waiting. You're waiting tables. Counting tips. Counting your envelope at the end of the night. Hopefully you got paid. It's not like you get a weekly check like you do every week here, which is nice.
Right.
But you're living in the wild. But it's there's something much more romantic about it. That I wouldn't trade. It's like just living in the Wild West.
No, that's cool. And it sounds, for any wrestling hopeful, it sounds like, get used to traveling and not making a lot of money until you make it big like you guys.
Yeah, if the only advice I would have for anybody who's trying to get into wrestling is would just be to hustle. You just got to hustle, and not in a like a shiesty negative way, just in like a Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle kind of way.
You gotta want it.
You got to do every show. You got to travel everywhere. You got to work hard. You got to keep getting better. And it takes a long time. So,
I know you got to go soon, but we want to wrap it up with one question. I got to ask you, if you could create any dream match versus any WWE Hall of Famer, The Shield versus whoever, or Dean Ambrose versus any WWE Hall of Famer, who would it be?
Dean Ambrose versus The Undertaker.
Oh, you never know. Maybe we will see that somewhere down the road. He's still around and still the main eventer of WrestleMania.
Yep.
That would be all kinds of awesome to see you guys go at it, because your skills versus the Undertaker streak, that would be something to see, and I would definitely pay for that. I'm sure a lot of WWE fans would.
Well, I would hope so. Dream world. So
very cool. Even though you're going Money in the Bank this weekend, the Shield are collectively, you're moving together as a group. Well, there's no individual goals here, right? It's about collectively taking over the WWE as a unit, as the Shield, correct?
Yeah. I don't know if I understood the question correctly, but we're they're going to go out. They got a big tag title defense at Money in the Bank on the kickoff show, and go to WWE.com and you'll be able to see that. And they're going to kick off the night right, and they're going to defend their titles. They're going to beat the Usos, and really set the tone and set a good standard for the night early on, and I'm going to come out later, and I'm going to walk away with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And it's going to be a good night for the Shield, guarantee that.
Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt that WWE fans will be believing in the Shield this weekend for sure. Best of luck to you and the Shield this weekend, not only Saturday night at the Sun National Bank Center in Trenton, but also for the big pay-per-view on Sunday. Money in the Bank. Dean Ambrose, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time on New Jersey 1015 and NewJersey1015.com.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dean. Have a good one. All right, that was WWE United States Champion Dean Ambrose from The Shield on with us. Remember, you can catch Dean, The Shield, and all your favorite WWE superstars live this coming Saturday, July 13th. They'll be at the Sun National Bank Center in Trenton. Get your tickets right now at sunnationalbankcenter.com.